Can we hurry up and start already?
Are we ready? 3, 6, 9.
And now for our feature presentation.
This is great because on the back it actually says this film is also known as
The I'll Watch It Later podcast.
You ever heard of that film?
And now, on with the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to I'll Watch It Later podcast, the podcast where we lie about the movies we've seen to impress our friends. As always, I am Aaron, joined by my best friend, co-host, savior in the dark, my own personal Spider-Man, Jordan.
You only get one. How you doing?
And best friend, brother-in-law, producer, and all-around good guy, Scott.
Couldn't think of anything to say.
What? No, I'm just gonna
He's coming off like he's coming off
when
Disney.
it comes off nice. I don't know what to do.
spend a week with you.
Still talking about Jordan?
You always, you did a lot of nice things this week. So, Jordan. Hi. Yeah, Jordan has been plugging us on other shows. So, if you're new here, I just kind of wanted to do a reset and tell you a little bit about what we do. We are a podcast where me and Jordan are cinephiles, and Scott's here because he doesn't have anything better to do.
Because I know computer stuff.
And
Right.
and
He's got the computer.
we watch movies that we should have watched, or people have told us to watch, or we just make it up as we go, and then we talk about those
pretty much
movies.
that last part.
And
One of us.
and then we talk about it, and then every 3 weeks we have a snack show because it's our fucking podcast, and we'll do what we want. And last week was our snack show, and this is the start of holiday movies. And as always, we start with what we've watched over the past 2 weeks, I guess. Scott never watches anything. Watch. Hey, Scott, what did you watch over the past 2 weeks?
Well, I did, and we had this discussion. I told you that I did check out Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, right.
And
but we've
I
already
was-
talked about that.
I know,
ad nauseam.
but I watched it.
Okay.
And that's, again, like I
And that's
I
all
have to
that
reiterate
matters.
that's why people are here.
We
That's
do.
gonna
You're
be
here
our
to hear my
side-
opinion.
We are sideshow where 3 weeks later we come back. Hey, Scott finally saw it.
Yep, that's exactly how it works.
We do the
We need a
top
little
10
jingle.
show.
Because I'm not like, when something comes out, like Aaron is like, hey, it was out at noon. I have tickets to see it at 12:01.
Right.
I am
The
like,
way it should be.
I am like, oh hey, I'll wait till it's on some kind of a streaming service
Right.
where I could pirate it for free and not have to go to a theater with people.
Don't worry, darling. No, I won't.
Yeah, I won't worry about it
Won't
until
worry
2
about
weeks
my
later.
bank
I'm
account.
gonna stick that wallet right back in that back pocket.
Okay. Well, what did you
Opens it
think
up,
of
it
it?
creaks because you can't open the wallet because it never opens
Like,
for anything.
Like I said, I know you guys had touched on it, and I went in kind of thinking, okay, hey, you raved about this movie. I thought it was fine. I thought it
Raved
was.
is not. I didn't rave.
You
You
were like,
kinda raved.
you did
I
kind of
said
rave
I
about
liked it a lot. I
mean-
think that the only thing that people like, the reason it was getting the bad reviews is because of the internet. The internets.
See, and I don't. Again, we'll go back to this. That I don't listen to that stuff because I'm not even really on these groups or these Reddit threads or anything. So I don't hear anything about these movies. I see trailers, and I go in and watch them, and I hear what you guys say about them. I thought it was like, it's a cool concept. I think it's kind of been done before. You kind of pick it up about halfway, maybe before that. That kind of what's going on. And it's essentially the Matrix. Fucking spoiler alert.
And that's what it felt like to me. Like, it didn't feel new. Like, it felt
Yeah.
like it's like same concept, different actors. And two of the actors did great, and everybody else was just there. And it's like, damn it.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
a fun watch. I mean, it was like, I was like, okay, okay. I don't hate myself for sitting down for hour and 45 minutes or however fucking long it was.
Did
Right.
you watch it with your wife?
No, I think she was in like doing something, and she never really kind of sits down to watch the movies I want to watch.
I don't even know what she does up there.
She's like,
Up there. It's
like,
one story
I
house.
need to catch up on the Hallmark Christmas movies.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's one with Justin Long that I'm kind of.
Oh, I saw the box art or whatever you want to call it. Like, I always call it box art. They didn't have boxes for shit in for years. But yeah, I've seen the little digital box art, and I'm like, oh no, Justin Long.
I know they got him.
They got him. Is this a horror movie? It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
It's all he does lately.
Did you watch anything?
I watched our movie. I watched Violent Night. I went and saw Violent Night.
So did I.
And then you've
And
seen
we'll
that, so
talk
now we can
about
talk
that.
about that.
not on
Ruin.
streaming.
ruin the shit out of it for fucking Scott.
Dude,
that I'm sure
I literally could tell you the entire plot.
Cookie-cuttered fucking Christmas hacker movie.
I'll tell you the entire plot, and you'd still go into this movie and watch it and be like, yeah, that was fucking great. Like,
Yeah.
It's just a fun movie.
Before we get into Violent Night, I went and saw The Menu, and
Yeah,
I
that's
loved it. It was incredibly fun.
Is it as predictable looking as the trailer kind of gives you? Like, you feel like you kind of know what the plot's going to be, or is this like
Nope.
some weird ass fucking twist?
There's no twist.
Well,
They kind of give it all to you up front, but the trailer does not do it justice.
Okay.
Meaning, like, you think it's going to be some kind of like horror, like they hunt for people thing, but that isn't the case at all.
what was that movie where they got all the rich people together and they were hunting them as people? Remember, it was like
Oh, The
right at
Hunt?
the pan. Yeah,
The Hunt.
I feel like it was almost like that.
The orange box.
Yeah, there
I
it
had
is.
it somewhere right
yeah,
there.
there it is. I think I remember seeing that. It was like the last movie we saw before pandemic
It
hit,
was so good.
and it was just like nothing else came out. I'm
That
like,
was
fuck.
a political satire. This is
right,
more
but I'm
of
just
a-
saying, like, that premise of, we're gonna get all these people together and now we're gonna hunt them. And I always feel like your
Running Man.
your chick is like the outlier that
My
wasn't
chick.
supposed to be there.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
So you're kind of right. I don't. I want you to see it.
I'll
want
watch
you,
it.
I
I mean,
kind
I'm
of
not
want
gonna
you to
not.
go in fresh.
Okay.
So I don't want to give you anything, but what I will say is, it's not like The Hunt. It's like its own thing. If there was a message that it was sending, it's like, it's about social class, like the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, that's
But-
what I kind of figured.
Political.
But it goes, it goes in a different direction, if that makes any sense. Like,
They're all vampires.
no, it's not as predictable as you might think it
Rafe
is.
Fiennes is a Frankenstein monster.
But
They go to Mexico.
It's very
Go to a
fun to
bar.
watch all the layers unfold, and
It's got a big cast. Like, I saw Leguizamo was in the cast,
Yeah.
and then he's doing Violent Night. Like, that dude's coming back and doing just tons of shit.
So
right
I
now.
saw both movies on
Back
the
to
same
back?
day. So it was a Leguizamo, whatever the fuck.
Leguizamo.
No, say it.
Yeah, do it.
I want to see you have
John
a fucking brain aneurysm while you're trying to say it.
Leguizamo. Is that
Leguizamo.
it? Leguizamo. Double feature.
Forgot a syllable.
So it was actually really fun because in that movie he plays kind of like comic relief, the Menu,
Right.
and then Violent Night he's like the big bad. And you're like,
But he does a great job as the big bad.
Right.
It's funny because like he's like kind of quippy,
yeah,
but also kind of a dick, like in a good way. Like
I think
it's
he
fun.
is a dick in real life, so he probably can pull it off.
I don't know. You're talking about Luigi.
He
Man.
complains a
I
lot.
love him. The Pest. I love
So-
that movie. It's so
The
stupid.
Pest is
It's
so
so
dumb.
bad.
I love that movie
Yeah,
too.
me too. I used to watch it so much when I was working at Hollywood Video. I was like, no one's renting this. I'll rent it constantly.
Yeah. So, and then the other movie I saw was Violent Night, and
Yeah.
then you saw that too, and I loved it. I had listened to a interview with the director of one of the movies that me and Scott watched, and we'll get into that later, and the guy from Violent Night, and all his inspiration and stuff. And before I went and saw it, so I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw it, and I was like, ah.
You're like, just want to watch Die Hard with a Santa Claus and
Yeah,
Home Alone and
Die
every-
Hard, rated R. Die Hard's rated R, but Home Alone, R-rated Home Alone with a Die Hard twist.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, there's legit a full section of just Home Alone antics,
Yeah.
and it's so fucked up. Like when the
but does
dude
the
like
Santa do the Home Alone answer?
No.
no, like
No,
so
it's
the
a
little
little
girl
girl.
does it, and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna like throw a paint can at you. No, she sets up all the So this is one big spoiler part.
Spoiler
but it's,
alert.
It's
Spoiler alert.
It's still fun to watch.
You're having
So
a stroke today.
alert.
he is.
Spoiler
So
alert.
she's hiding in the attic of this giant mansion, and these two henchmen are going after her and stuff like that. And they find her, and on the ground, and I'm doing visual stuff for Scott, but you guys just have to use your mind's eye here.
Use your visuals. to see the
She
visuals.
sets up like this little trap in front of the attic ladder, and it's like a bunch of like nails and razor blades and stuff like that. And this guy goes, "Are you fucking serious?" and then like he walks around it, goes to the ladder, and goes, "You have to fucking hide it if you're going to trap somebody." He's calling up to the little girl. On the ladder, there's also one of the rungs has this giant nail hanging out of it, and it's eye level with him. And he goes, "Seriously?" So he's walking around it, but what he doesn't notice is one of the rungs has been sawn. So he's climbing up, he steps on it, slips, and falls, and puts the nail through his bottom jaw up into his mouth, and he's like stuck there, and he's like, ah! And then the woman who's with him, she's like, oh, okay, this sucks. So she goes around the trap, and then she's like, I'll be right back, and climbs over him and like pushes on his head a little bit, and he's like stuck there. And then she goes up and then gets fucked up in the attic with shit, like giant glue traps and like bowling balls hit her in the face. And one of them was like, okay, you can almost see it coming. The bowling balls are coming, and she's like dodging a few of them, and then it hits her in her shin and stuff like that. And one's coming at her face, and it's either going to hit her or she's dodging it. She dodges it. The bowling ball goes out the door. The guy had pulled his face out, was looking at the nail. He's like, oh my God. Bowling ball hits him in the hand and drives the nail into his forehead and kills him. That's one of the many fucked up things in this movie. And it's fantastic.
It looks like a fun movie that I want to see,
dude.
I mean, it's definitely up there with the must-sees.
Oh, God.
I just don't know if I can bring myself to spend the money.
It's really. I'll go see it again. Honestly, it's one of my new favorite Christmas movies. I'll check it out.
$7? Nope. Sorry, guys.
You gotta be kidding me.
$7. That's a Jack in the Box combo
with a $9 cherry slushy.
God. Yes, I highly enjoyed that movie. We talked about it kind of briefly over text. I think my biggest gripe is they set up some back history, some lore for Santa Claus. They change it up a bit. They make it like Santa Claus before he was Santa Claus was like a Viking raider. And it's fucking badass, and they give you 3 minutes of it.
And they never tell you how he became like Santa Claus or anything.
He fell off the roof.
That's what I thought it was going to go for. Like, I'm not kidding. I was
like he just inherits
are we really going to do the Santa Claus bit?
He read the thing on the business card
right
after he fell off the roof. Ta-da!
Yeah, and there is a lot of because movie in this, and I have to tell you, I don't like those, but it works here. It's okay here. Like, it does frustrate me to some point.
What was your biggest gripe with the because part? Like, which part are you talking about?
Well, if we're fully spoiling it, is when he dies and then they all bring. Oh, I believe.
Oh, the Christmas magic.
Yeah, and then
he doesn't fully understand it.
They bring. Yeah, and he says
come back
that
like the fucking Grinch, where he's all like good.
No, stop. Oh, you would have to see the movie.
3 sizes bigger.
No, a lot of the stuff that he got out of situations that got hit that further the plot was he'd be like, it's Christmas magic, I don't understand how it works, and I was like, that feels very lazy to me, but it didn't take me out of the movie or like make my enjoyment any less. It just, like I said, felt very lazy. Like, come on,
I gotta say, if it was if it was the first time they used that excuse, yes, but like throughout the movie, he's brought it up a few times.
Yes.
Like, he's telling the little girl, she's like, how long you been this? We've been, me and Mrs. Claus have been together for this long. It's Christmas magic. I don't fully understand it, which is kind of cool. But again, I want a lot of that backstory. I want to know how he became Santa Claus. I want to know why he's the way he is. Because seriously, he tells a story about how he's a Viking raider and he's got this giant ass fucking hammer called the Skull Crusher. And then that later on plays into the movie where he finds a fucking sledgehammer and he's like full on back into being a fucking Viking raider and he's beating asses like no tomorrow. And when you figure out, okay, there's only about 5 people in the mansion, they find a way to bring in probably about 30 more henchmen just for him to beat the shit out of. It's cannon fodder. And it works, and it's so fun.
It just sounds batshit crazy.
Dude.
A fun
There's a moment. There is a moment where he's holding on to a guy and they're fighting, and he does his little Christmas magic bit, and he pulls him up into a chimney and rips him apart. And all he's on the ground, and he's holding a torso, and there's blood everywhere, and he goes, Santa's even like crazy going, wow, that fucking worked. Like, it's just nuts. Like, I haven't had a moment in a movie in a while where I just was sitting there happy the entire way and left going, that was just really fun. Like, that's just a fun movie. Like, I didn't have to really concentrate too much. I didn't care about the because if, this kind of stuff in the movie. It was just fun all the way through.
I just can't help it. Like, now, like, all on a technical aspect, when you're just like,
oh, I'm sure.
When you're just like, okay, this movie's 2 hours long.
I mean, he's cussing out his reindeer.
You could have easily knocked 30 minutes off of this, but that's okay. Like,
I didn't feel like it was that long.
I'm not complaining about that, but I'm just saying. And then in order to further along the plot, you're saying, well, I don't understand why. Like, it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
that hurts you a little bit in
Yeah.
in that department. I just want to tell everybody like everything about it.
I mean, we're kind of talking about a fictitious character.
I'm
anyways,
not
that flies with
complaining at
reindeers.
all. I will definitely be buying it,
for
and I'll
sure.
probably watch it a million times on Christmas. My kids will see it, and it'll be right there with Die Hard. But I'm just saying, like, those were my tiny gripes, and I know some other people who are into movies that felt a little bit the same way. Like a friend on the East Coast, he messaged me about it, and he was like, I really liked it, except for when every time they needed to further the plot along, they just kind of made something up. And I was
Right.
like, yeah, that's fine. It's Santa Claus. It's not supposed to be real. So.
Again, yeah. It's just a fucking Santa beating bad guys movie.
See,
I don't know
this
what
could be the
how
new
much
elf
more
on the
plot.
shelf. So instead of like putting the elf up there and threatening your kids with good behavior, you could tell them
Fucking
that David
sledgehammer.
Harbour is going to come and suck them up and fuck them up the chimney.
Right, just put a big hammer on the mantle and be like, that's Skull Crusher. You know who uses that, right? Santa. You know why he uses it? 'Cause
Fuck
you're
around
bad.
and find out, kids.
Exactly. But yeah, it's
And they'll say, "How does it work, Dad?" And I'll be like, "I don't
fucking
know,
Christmas magic.
because of
Christmas magic.
because it has to."
Because it's Christmas magic. I don't fucking fully understand it.
Yeah, so.
No, it's a
like
fun movie.
Pixie dust and glitter or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like the movie kind of starts off like at a bar and Santa's just drinking, just upset that
It's
kids
like-
are just want little video games. There's a part in the movie where he's reaching into his bag to find like something to fucking fight this dude off that's fighting him, and all he keeps pulling out are wrapped up video games. He's like, it's fucking hilarious, man. Like it's such a fun movie.
And then
It made Jordan love Christmas.
I do want-
For a moment, I was into the season.
these
man.
are Christmas shows, so I do want to bring something up. How come in Christmas movies where Santa exists, adults don't acknowledge the existence of Santa, but the Santa in these films always delivers presents? Who the fuck do they think delivers these presents? And also, are they just like turning a blind eye to the presents? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? In every canon Santa movie, in every movie that has a
I know.
Santa Claus,
I know what you're talking about, and I think the same thing.
what the fuck? It bothers me to no fucking.
You think they
and not
kind of do it to
one.
kind of keep the thing there in case kids see these movies? It doesn't ruin it for them.
I don't know, because honestly, it's frustrating because not one film answers that question. Not even the Santa
Because
Claus. And the Santa
theoretically-
Claus, I think, is the most like in tune with Santa
Yeah.
that there is.
'Cause I think theoretically parents they don't work with Santa in a respect. Santa's kind of does his own thing. He's kind of rogue. So maybe that's how they kind of.
But when you're
I
looking
don't
at your
know.
bank account and you knew you bought Susie a bicycle,
Right,
fucking Mortal
exactly.
Kombat 11, and a fucking beach ball, and all of a sudden a pony shows up,
Correct.
how the fuck do you justify it?
And but
like,
you're
well,
still
I
Santa
understand-
brought it.
you're still hanging
must
around.
be Santa. And then you're looking at your wife like, did you fucking buy a pony?
No, I didn't. Did someone
fuck
break
was
into
the
our
pony?
house? And that's my like biggest thing. When even in the Santa Claus, the first one, like
No one believes it's Santa.
Yeah, they're like,
Until they see it.
yeah, until they see it, and they're like, "What made you stop believing?" And all this other stuff. It's
Technically,
like,
in the first Santa, they kind of once you hit that adult period, it's almost like they get washed of it. Because
I-
remember in the end when he's like, "Oh, the weenie whistle," and he brings it back, and then all of a sudden he reverts back to that childhood.
Yeah.
So it's like
what
maybe
makes
as an
you
adult,
stop believing if Santa's delivering
I
you
don't
all
know.
these
Well,
fucking presents?
corporate America.
Well, think about, okay, so...
Briefcases.
Capitalism.
Right, capitalism is
briefcases,
it.
stop that
Another
believing.
one of Joe Biden's lies. No, there's that movie Rise of the Guardians where like the cartoon characters, the different seasons, the mascots, all this shit. If you stop believing in them, you stop believing, and they kind of get washed away from memory. I think that maybe it kind of is like that, where you start getting older, your focus is different. Maybe you stop kind of believing, and then at some point you just forget.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
Then
But you're right.
explain
The second you see the fucking pony, you
Oh,
have
okay,
to
it
question
must
what
be
the hell
Santa
happened.
Claus, right.
I get it. I
Yeah,
just,
so-
You're like,
you're right.
fucking
No-
Santa, man.
Like that would be a short movie. You're walking in, it's like Christmas morning. I was like, "Where'd you get the BB gun, Santa?" Well, shit. And then credits roll, and then everyone's happy.
I think we need to make a.
Shows Dad taking the BB gun back that he bought. He's like, fucking Santa, out
Right.
me one more
I
time.
I'm
think
just
we
gonna
need
get
to-
store credit at
Yeah.
Costco or Walmart.
We need to make
Sorry, I
a.
can only put it on a gift card.
We need to make a movie that addresses that, because it's really frustrating.
Because you're right.
Well, I can tell
mean,
you,
they even
after
do it
watching,
in this movie.
After watching movies this week, I feel more confident in my ability to make a movie.
I know.
I'm telling you,
That's what,
Bro,
You know what?
oh.
That's the most frustrating thing on the planet. When I watch these movies that we pick, and I'm like, why have Jordan and I not just fucking made one?
I could take
Apparently,
three
if
fucking
I-
knuckleheads in a room and make it sound somewhat fucking coherent.
If I
so.
sold everything behind me I'm pretty sure I could fund a movie
Yeah.
Pretty close.
and not have to. And I would do that. I would sell every one of these discs in order to fund a movie.
It's all a gift card for fucking whatever place he sold it
For
to.
Orbit DVD.
He's like, Orbit DVD, do you guys have any camera equipment? No? All right, I'll just get the new box set from
Just takes it
Terminator.
back to Best Buy, and they're like, he's like, I have a receipt, and they're like, oh,
It's all right, we don't sell
only
movies
issue
anymore.
Store credit. I'll take that fucking camera right there.
Right.
I need these mics.
Sir, it's been opened. Half of them haven't been. Take the money.
Did you watch? You didn't watch Pinocchio yet, did you?
No.
Okay, so we
I
can talk
haven't
about it
either,
next
yeah.
week.
Yeah. I wanted
right.
to save a little bit for later because, there's
Okay.
A lot of good
That's-
reviews out so far.
It's perfectly fine. I know.
I hear it's great.
I hear it's amazing. I can't wait to watch it. So we'll do that, and then I think there's some. Oh, no. Well, next week is the 16th.
Next week is the 16th.
Avatar.
Fuck.
Yeah,
That was
so
fun.
we will have our full in-depth review of Avatar. Well, at least I will, because I'm going to see it just to get it out of the way. It's almost like it feels like a chore at this point.
It's
so I'm just
3
gonna,
hours and like 20
I know,
minutes.
and I'm just gonna go at like
I don't know if I could do a Thursday. If we want to wait and you want to do a Friday night, I will go with you. If you
we'll
can
see.
pull it off.
We'll see. Well, my thing
We'll
is
work the schedule
Yeah,
out.
I
We
work
got some
every
things to talk about.
Saturday now for like the next month, so I might have to just bite the bullet. I think there might be a Wednesday night show, but no, it's all good.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
if there's a Wednesday, let's go to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Ugh, God. Wednesday night. We're going to hit like 7 o'clock. We're not going to get done until like 11.
So
So
Oh,
old.
And then just be mad at yourself for
So
wasting
bad.
fucking 3 hours.
a little programming update. So we were originally going to have LA AIDS Jabber as our movie, but we've updated the movie.
We found something
Do you-
that works with
Are you-
Christmas.
You're not aware of this?
No. Was this in the group chat?
Of course it was.
Of course it was.
It was a whole conversation. It was hilarious, and you're going to love it because it literally is now a Christmas theme.
I mean, I was kind of excited for LA Age Jabber.
Oh, you are going to be way more
Maybe
excited about
we'll
this.
push that to its own show, I guess.
That'll be
We will,
Valentine's
because
Day.
I bought that stupid movie.
We're
and
gonna
we're watching it.
We're
for
gonna
the
watch
show.
that too.
So
That'll be our New Year's gift.
the movie we will be watching for Christmas this year
I got to bring it up. So
is
Scott's gonna see it.
da 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 Super Cock.
Is this the sequel to fucking Cockfighter?
I thought so too, but no, it
It's-
is.
I did see that, but I did not see that you guys had changed the movie to this. But I did
Yeah.
see that you had posted that picture.
That I found super cock.
yeah. So
gonna
does
Super
this
Cock
have
Christmas?
anything to do with Cockfighter?
no,
Like
it's the
it deals with
mightiest-
cockfighting,
Yeah.
but that's it. That's the only
That's
thing.
the only thing it shares.
Here's the plot: an American
I was
cowboy
gonna
in the
read it.
Philippines. Oh, you read it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's okay.
No, we don't. You don't get enough reading. Go ahead.
Yeah, practice.
The mightiest
All right, we're already
fightingest
done.
rooster of all time, Seth Calhoun, an American cowboy, and his prized pet cock, his name's Friendly, travel to the
His friendly
Philippines
cock?
Friendly cock.
to enter the first international cockfighting Olympics and for a chance to win $100,000. But little do they realize the crooked contest is run by the vicious Nano brothers,
Crooked cocks.
who will stop at nothing, including cock napping, to block the Cowboys and his cock from
He's just holding his
competing
cock.
in a race against time. Seth must team up with comely double crosser Nancy Kwan and woozy WW2 vet Tony Lorea to thwart the Nano Gang and locate Friendly before it's too late. Directed by underrated exploitation veteran Gus.
Directed
Gus,
by
just Gus.
Dub-
No,
Palma.
Gus
Oh, please pronounce
Trick-
it. I'm looking at it. Pronounce this movie.
Trichonis.
It's Trichonis.
Trichonis.
try
And starring
triglycerides?
Ross Hagen and Nancy Kwan. It's like
Wow.
Well, it's Nancy Project Kill Night Creature Kwan.
That's funny.
Supercock, aka Foul Play, Bet to Kill, is
Foul
a fun,
Play.
Yeah,
fast-paced, action-packed romp through the seedy, cruel underbelly of legal cockfighting. Championship in Manila.
So basically, what we're doing.
35 millimeter print.
So we are going from the backwater cockfighting of the southern states to the Philippines. We're going international with our cocks.
So it's like Bad News Bears goes to Japan.
It's the mightiest, fightingest rooster of all time. It's going to be fantastic. And I think that works out for our companion piece to Cockfighter Christmas. We're going to have a super cock holiday.
I just don't know if we're going to be able to watch the movie together.
Oh, we're going to do it.
Okay.
I don't care.
All right.
We'll make it work.
Even if we got to figure out and watch it right before we record.
So,
Well, yeah.
well, that's what we
That's
do
what we
anyway.
did the last time.
Maybe I'll talk to Kim and we'll...
No, my idea is that we're going to, since it takes place in the Philippines.
we're going to fly to the Philippines?
Yes, that would be great. Southwest go there?
No, thank you.
No,
we're going down to Chen's and we're going to watch it in.
No. We're going to go pick up Jollibee.
Ooh, Jesus.
And we're gonna eat fucking
hot dog spaghetti.
We're gonna eat hot dog spaghetti
I'm
and a spicy chicken, and we're gonna watch Supercock and bring it to the masses. It's gonna be fantastic.
I'm down for that. We just gotta.
Was that a surprise for you? Because that was also said in the chat. I don't know what to do with either one of you.
We should host a neighborhood block watch party where we put up the screen out front.
And
sometimes
put the cock in the neighborhood.
When you talk to me, if I don't respond to like what you said, like if I'm at work and I'm talking to you, I'll put my phone down and I'll leave the chat open. And I might like have glanced at it, but I won't retain it, and then it might say that I read it or whatever. But I'm not like.
Oh, do you hear this kind of excuses? It's
not
the
an
same
excuse.
shit that we kind of do, but then we get yelled at because we didn't answer him.
I'm
or,
sure I've,
See, I just say I don't
sure I've
fucking
yelled.
look. I'm just
do you
like,
want to
I
go?
don't
Do you want to go back to the snack show, the show
ahead.
before that, and the show before that, when
Pull
you
it up.
literally yelled at us for not answering text messages?
pull it up. Pull it. Yeah. Insert it in here.
He was like, "Show's over, guys.
Well,
All
If
right.
you don't want to respond to me, it's been 10 minutes.
right?
Show's over."
Man, I guess sorry to bother you with my friendship.
I always say that, but that's just
I know.
a joke.
I think it's funny because sometimes when I think I say something that's going to trigger that, I'll start typing it and they'll take a screenshot of my phone showing that I knew you were going to say it before you said it. It's kind of fun.
But you've never sent it.
Because sometimes you mess me up and you don't do it. And I'm like, fuck.
And
then you do it later. I'm like,
I do
God
the
damn it.
same thing with you. I'll say something, or you'll say something, and I'll respond, and I'll say, I know exactly what he's going to say.
He's going to say nice or okay.
Right.
That's my I need to respond to you so you don't get mad situation. I've read it. I've acknowledged it. I'm busy
My
and
favorite
I
is
can't
just
get into it.
when I see you respond with K. And I'm like, I fucking laugh out loud. I just like,
He's gonna
that's
be
funny.
mad.
He's going to be so upset
I
about
hate
that.
Or a GIF. Okay. He's like a fucking asshole.
I do look at my phone.
He's fucking
when you write
seething
K,
right
and I'm
now,
like,
just thinking about the K response.
And I do it on purpose. I know what I'm
clearly.
doing. But it gets him every time.
Apple's going to ban the letter K now, so you can't respond.
Oh, that's
Only in
good.
triplet.
Okay, so let's get into these two movies. So we were supposed to watch two movies because the first one, we'll get into that in 5 minutes, but only me and Scott watched the second one.
Talk
But
about
we'll
it.
still, we're still going to talk about it. So let's do the trailer for the first one right here. And the movie that I chose for the first holiday show was Don't Open Till Christmas.
Present from the people who brought you Friday the 13th. Now comes Don't Open Till Christmas.
A homicidal maniac is loose at Christmas. His target is Santa Claus. No one dressed as Santa Claus is safe. His death toys are a spear, a gun, an open razor, a dagger, or a garrote. Execution by any means. Don't open till Christmas. Don't open till Christmas with special guest star Carolyn Monroe. Don't open till Christmas.
So, Santa, did you bring me any presents?
Don't open till Christmas. If you do, you may not see in the new year.
And I will start off by apologizing because I watch. So to pull back the curtain, as they always say, this is not my full-time job as much as I'd love for it to be. I spent the entire week in Disneyland. So yesterday I woke up early, even though I had to work, and I watched both movies back to back. Did a double feature, as you say, and I watched the movie we're going to talk about after this movie first, and I loved it. And we'll talk about that later. And then I watched this movie, and I was like...
He apologized to both of us.
I was very upset.
And I'd seen this movie like a week ago because I watched it. I think I watched it on
you guys went?
Monday. So it was, he was like, "What'd you think of it?" And I was like, "Oh, you're gonna fucking hate this movie."
First off, it was British, so already loses a point.
Good night,
wow.
Mike.
I just
Yeah,
first
very
off-
British.
First off, British people, they do the Boxing Day and stuff. Leave Christmas alone. That's an American holiday. I'm clearly joking.
Don't open till Boxing
I don't need
Day.
I don't need emails, even though they're not going to send them anyway.
Hey, why are you wearing those gloves, Governor?
Then the movie made
They were gay.
no fucking sense. Like, it was all over the place. I feel like the director, whatever that guy's name was, I'll look it up here in a second.
Perdome?
Yeah. He was like, I need lots of boobies in this. I need all the boobies for no reason. All this is
Edmund Perdome.
Yeah, this is a very integral plot about a guy killing people dressed as Santa Claus.
Who also starred in the movie for like 3 seconds.
But guess what? We need it to be at strip clubs and peep shows and porno studios for reasons.
For no reasons.
Which is totally
we're going to
fine.
start the movie with Santa trying to fuck a chick in the back of a car.
Yes. Which is weird. So the movie starts out of nowhere. Like, I started the movie, and I'm like,
The
ooh.
POV.
I'm like, did I jump ahead?
So real quick.
It's POV.
Real quick, I made notes and I forgot to bring them. So this is one of the first things. This movie came out after Halloween. This is almost a direct ripoff tonally without being good. As Halloween. You get that first person
the breathing in the mask.
breathing in the
That
mask.
shit was so annoying.
And then this dude's trying to have sex in the back of a car, and at some point, he's the dude who's gonna kill them is at the window, and the guy looks up and goes, "Go away!" And then it's like,
I was going to bring
"How
that
the
up.
fuck is what?"
Like it's nothing. Like you have some weirdo there in a Santa
Wearing a
suit,
mask.
wearing a mask or whatever
No,
he's wearing.
She even says to him, "Don't worry about him. Like,
Yeah.
let's fuck." And I'm like, "What?" Like,
In the
what?
most brightly lit alleyway of Britain, in the seedy underbelly of London, these two are going at it, and guy in weird mask is just
the guy from The Purge.
right.
Right, and then you come to find out very quickly. I mean, I don't even
That
really
this
know.
movie makes no sense.
No,
Oh,
that
jump cuts, the
Yeah.
music, everything is weird.
I told Aaron, I go, I think your son edited this movie. I said, because
So-
it is so poorly
He's got an
edited.
iPad.
It's very poorly
It doesn't
edited,
make
but I
fucking
didn't.
sense.
I didn't find it as egregious as you did. My biggest problem was there's literally a scene where the killer kills somebody.
With the
then
chestnut?
it shows the killer as a regular like you're still supposed to be finding out who the killer is. Same exact music from the scene before, and I'm
They
like,
just left it running and they forgot to cut it
So
out.
The problem is that you knew. So here's where the big twist happens, because you know who the fucking killer is going to be. It's supposed to be the fucking detective, but since he quit the fucking movie, they had to change it. So it was like, hey, this is kind of not.
Let's
yeah,
throw
so
in
he's
some
the killer,
random,
but we already know
reporter.
that it was supposed to be this other guy. But we're still using the footage. But we're gonna go off this fucking peep show tangent where this guy fucking kidnaps this
I'm
chick from the
assuming
peep
that
show.
they were like trying to make a serious movie because even at the beginning is kind of Halloween with the fucking elf that's on fire.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm saying. Like if the credit in beginning credits was
Like
just
the
like
pumpkin.
that,
Oh, okay.
where the pumpkin was doing it, and then you have the elf on fire. And I'm like, I'm watching him going, this is Halloween. And then I thought, did Halloween rip it off, or did this rip it off? And I had to look up when this released.
that
I'm
be
like,
amazing?
86. This is
That'd
just
be
bad.
amazing if you were like,
Oh my god! Like
shit.
this was
Carpenter's
the inspiration.
like, I could do it better.
Oh, this is much better
No,
because the guy was in the institution.
Yeah,
It's just
but that I feel like whatever they did, because I read that too about how the guy quit. He was like, the only way I'll be starring is if I can direct it too, and they were like, okay, and then they were like, no, it automatically becomes exploitation, and I'm just like, why?
It's weird.
Because apparently he did a movie with this guy before.
Yeah.
It's called Pieces or something, which is talked about online as well, which I might have to go check out.
No, you don't.
No? Have you seen it?
Oh no, I haven't. But
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, why would you want to?
Just because of the backstory now.
Oh, you need backstory for this?
Yeah.
This guy won't. This guy, I won't go see Violent Night. I'm gonna look up a very obscure British movie from the 1970s
Called Pieces.
It's called Pieces, just so I can see what happened.
Fuck Avatar. I'm watching the Pieces movie.
But no, but seriously, dude, like I just there's not a ton to get into here. I mean, I can spoil the basic plot for you. It's a guy's running around killing a bunch of Santa Clauses. There's tits everywhere. You find one of the girls gets kidnapped. Who's like, I don't even know why she gets kidnapped. Why did she? Right,
Because they had to change the fucking story.
Right.
and then you find out that this guy saw his dad banging a chick at a Christmas
That wasn't
party.
his mom, yeah.
and it was the
And
most
he was wearing a
awkward,
Santa suit.
and it was the most awkward sex ever.
Oh.
And then pushes the mom down the stairs. Apparently, she dies. Who would know? It doesn't look like she dies because she falls so slow.
But before that, he's given a pocket knife as a Christmas gift.
And he's like, me. Did you notice that? Like, the kid immediately starts stabbing the air, like, oh, he's going to be a serial killer.
What are you going to do with a knife? Stab. It's not going to go butter bread.
Parents everywhere were like, oh, fuck, I better not give our kids pocket knives.
No, that was Santa. That's why that's why they don't explain it. Santa gave it to him. They're like, well, did you get him a fucking pocket knife? I don't fucking know.
So it's gonna open a fucking wine bottle and stab people.
As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, I really don't know what else to say about it.
Well, there are some fun kills.
At the beginning,
it's
like
a spear.
First couple.
So it's very campy. Really so everybody
Like
at this
the
fucking
chestnuts.
party, they stab this guy through the back of the head and it comes out of his mouth. And did you notice that everybody at the party was just kind of like,
oh my god, there was one
whoa,
girl
that's
crying
crazy.
and everyone was like, well, that's the weirdest Christmas present I've ever
The
seen.
blood is red paint. Like it's just
it is
straight up red
full-on
fucking
Italian
paint.
giallo.
Well, that's what I'm
red.
saying. It's super exploitation.
And then the one dude gets his dick fucking lopped off at the urinal. So I mean, there's some fun aspects to this movie.
I like that
and
Scott's trying to find the good in that.
No,
I also don't
it's
like how
actually-
he said get his dick lopped off and then falls it with it. It was fun. Like
No,
I don't know if that's the part you want to.
I kind of like I'm into like fun kills.
I like the
when it
chestnuts
comes
roasting
to-
over an open fire. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, they're doing Christmassy themed kills.
Dude,
Burns
he
his
immediately
face.
bursts into
And he
flames.
bursts into flames.
The most, like,
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, the '80s. I mean, that was a Santa suit. I'm sure it was asbestos line
Yeah,
or whatever.
Everything's got to be like super sexed up. You know,
Oh yeah,
crazy kills.
Well, one dude's like, doing the photo shoot with the chick, and he's like, "Oh, then we'll go outside for a break. What am I gonna do out there? Don't worry about it." And then the guy brings his girlfriend, who just saw her dad get impaled by a spear, and brings her over, and he's like, "Well, the other girl didn't show up. Maybe you guys can, get some pictures done." And she's like, "You fucking asshole!" And I'm
apparently,
like,
Brits
"Of
are
course,
just like, oh,
horny
that
fucking
happens.
assholes."
That happens all the time. Are you ready, baby?
Right? It's so
and then all they
weird,
wanted
man.
and then like every Santa wanted sex from everyone. I
They're all
just
drunks and
I got
fucking alleyways.
I was over it, man.
This was the basis for the Santa Claus.
You know what really?
I'm just kidding.
What really sucked is I bought this from Vinegar Syndrome.
Of course you did. I watched it on Tubi.
So did I, and because I had heard for many years.
Did you get the booby cover?
Yeah, I heard for many years that this was like an underrated Christmas gem.
No,
it is not an underrated.
What about the
Christmas
time-old
gem.
tradition
Overrated.
of flute playing?
Oh my god, that dude! Like my jazz flute, my
Just out of nowhere, like he's summoning like fucking animals from the forest and shit.
right? Or like he's like on the corner, like one of those buskers, and he's sitting there fucking playing flute for money. I'm like, does that happen? Is that a British thing?
It's just such a weird fucking
That's what
movie,
I'm saying.
man.
It's super British.
It's
Like
very
it
British.
didn't make
and
any sense.
The cuts make no sense. Like it'll cut to another scene almost immediately, and the music is weird.
It stops,
And
and then sometimes it
dead
lingers.
stop. Or yeah. It's Scott
from
editing our
scene-
fucking show. I mean, sometimes the music just keeps going over the trailers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gotta go take it out.
Go back and find that
I
shit.
fixed it.
That's not happening.
But yeah, it was super weird. I always hate shitting on things that we pick.
No,
I want
I
to
don't.
enjoy the things that we pick.
It's good to shit sometimes. It's good. It's
Cleans
good.
your system.
that's going on the Instagram. That's my clip that I'm putting out as
That's
an
fine.
advertisement.
But seriously, it's
it's good to shit sometimes.
The name of the show.
Christmas show.
It's good to shit on these movies sometimes because I get that people like this movie does have a huge online cult following.
Did you say they play this at New Bev?
They did.
I'm sure they did.
And
This is something I
This
think
sounds like
right
they
up
would do.
some kind of like a cinephile type,
And
it's in their wheelhouse.
I have to say, like, I can get behind a lot of like, oh, let's watch a bad movie. For it's so bad it's good, but maybe the problem is like sitting down and watching it at your house alone.
I
like
was
not-
laying in bed watching it, going, "What the fuck?"
I feel like a
am
lot
on
of
your phone?
these movies
No, I
need to be
haven't.
watched
Oh,
with a group of people sometimes because I mean it's like previous movies we've discussed and I'm like this would be a fun movie to watch probably with other people
with a bunch of
while
commentary,
you're drinking and
you're
stuff.
shouting at the
Yeah.
screen or
Well,
something.
you got to think the premise on paper sounds great. Guy going around killing all the different Santa Clauses in Britain.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I could see
Jack
that.
the Ripper.
It's very singular. Okay, great. And then it's just
even the
dumb.
Even the ending sounds cool. Like, oh, that's the reason he's the killer. Interesting.
Yeah. You kind of think if you put it all down on paper and you put the bullet points out, it sounds like a winning recipe.
So okay, so
But it's so poorly made.
Quentin Tarantino did say the 80s were the worst time for film. So, like...
it's not now because that's what he says now too.
Well, he says that there's different...
Did different bad?
Well, no. Like, like 80s is one of the worst times for film, and then like now is one of the worst times for film. Like the 50s was also one of the worst times. So it's like it comes
the 90s.
It kind of comes in droves.
60s.
So you have to
Scott
actually
doesn't like movies.
read the read the thing.
I don't know. It's just very British.
Yes, too
and not
British.
in a good way because I
Negative 4 points for how British it is.
it's only going up from there. I mean I like bad movies. Like I like those kinds of
too.
things, but this was just not fun to watch.
This is
Like,
not a
it
so
was-
bad it's good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, it was just bad. Bad.
I can watch The Room alone. Like I can sit around and just watch it.
But see,
and be
I like old Hammer horror from the 60s and 70s. Like, I like cheesy, schlocky, paint, bright red blood.
yeah,
I
same.
like stuff like that.
that doesn't bother me.
It's just, this was pointless.
If the execution is there, regardless of how campy it is
Right.
or how absurd it is, I can get behind a fun movie. Which
Because
we'll
the next
talk
movie,
about.
yes, exactly. The next movie, is the premise is very campy and cheesy and infinitely better.
So what did we give Don't Open Until Christmas?
I say it's your movie. You rate it first.
All right. I'm not going to be as hard on it as I make it out to be. Yes, it's a bad movie. Am I going to watch it again? No. Are the kills awesome? Yeah, they're fun. Are there tits in it? Yeah, there are. So I mean,
There
it's
are.
not
15 points for
it's
Yeah,
not-
but see, the problem is, like, tits, and then you look up, and that woman's mouth was jacked up. So I'm like, stop
Well, they're
talking.
British.
I know. And it's like,
So I'm gonna go.
you can't sell me a house with a nice porch, but then you give me a fucking busted window. Like, don't.
The foundation's bad. It's cracking.
I'm not gonna go one. I'm gonna go two. I'm gonna say a very low 2, like almost a 1.9,
teetering.
but a 2 only because, like Scott said, the kills are fun. The editing is so terrible that it's kind of funny to watch. And
From a technical standpoint, it is just atrocious, but fun to
and
watch
for
how
some
bad it is.
reason, I absolutely find the ending hilarious. Like the reason he's killing people,
And it's so bad.
to like
acting
because
is so bad.
his dad was watching. His dad was banging some chick in a Santa suit. Now he's like, all Santas must die.
Yeah, every
Would
Santa
have been
must.
a better name for this fucking
All
movie.
Santas must die.
Yeah.
That's our movie.
So
But then you forgot the part where he blows up at the end.
Well, and the
which
thing is,
why?
Yeah.
Why does he kill his brother?
why not? Who? Okay, by the way, who was the detective who
Right.
changed his name from Harrison to Harry? Like, so
I thought it was Garrison.
No, it was like he changed his last name from Harrison to something else, but his name was Harry. So it was like Harry. Was his name Harry Harrison?
Don't know. I really thought it was Garrison.
Giles Harris.
Giles. That's what it was.
No, Giles was the bad guy.
Correct.
Giles,
yeah, because they
but the
needed
brother
a bad guy.
was the cop who changed his name. That's why no one associated the cop with Giles.
I thought the brother changed his name.
No, maybe I don't know. It's fucking
so
this
blurry
movie's
at
so
this point.
Stupid.
But then he opens a Christmas gift and fucking
They
blows
explain it.
Oh,
in one,
God, yeah.
They have one dialogue scene where they explain it all, and he's like, "He used to come visit me all the time at the mental institution. Then he stopped, and I changed my name." And I was like, "What?" So I think maybe I misunderstood.
Again, this was just a attempt to piece together this movie to make it somewhat palatable for
Right.
people watching it, because the same people aren't in the movie till the. I mean, it is a fucking disaster that was cut up and retaped into a reel and tried to be this complete movie, which it just never really was.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it was short, and it felt very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get in. That was my biggest problem with the next movie we're going to talk about. So I realized very fast that this movie that I picked was terrible. So I tried to make this a double feature for us all. But you know what? We all have lives, and not all of us can do everything.
I gave the
But
first one a 2.
We what's that? Oh, sorry. I thought you rated it already. You guys keep talking. What did you give it?
I want to give it a 1.5.
That's fine. That's fair.
All right, let's move on
Okay, on to
because
the next
apparently
one.
we're done here.
Well, I didn't know. I'm like, you guys are still talking about stuff.
I had to throw that in there because it just popped up into my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, and the explosion at the end.
Right.
What did you give it?
I give it a 2.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I think
two
it's
2s and a 1.5.
It's one of those that you're going to pop in. It's funny enough. Like I said, if you're into these campy horror movies, watch it with some buddies.
I was gonna say I do a bad horror movie night with some of the Discord people. By the way, we're gonna set up a Discord. We're gonna probably do some of these kinds of things every now and then. But yeah, we do a bad movie night, and I could see this being one of them. Like,
Well, now
let's
you
just
won't have to worry about it because you already watched it.
Well, I won't. Yeah, they'll let them watch it. But I'm just saying, like, that I could see that. You're right. With friends, making fun of it, wondering what the fuck is going on, and watching people get killed in weird ways.
Right.
But,
But I just can't. I can't get behind the internet. Like, oh, this is one of the best Christmas.
Oh, God, no.
It's the
of all
internet,
time.
man.
well, and they say that
Yeah,
about
but-
Black Christmas too, and it worries me that I'm going to go in and finally watch
But
it from the
I've
1970s and be like,
Dude, I've heard nothing but good things about that from people.
well, they're saying it's one of the definitive Christmas, like what started the slasher genre.
Yeah, I
And
really,
I'm-
I'm excited for it.
That's a good thing.
So, anyways, so the next movie I had us watch before we wrap us up and get into Jordan's is Christmas Bloody Christmas, and I didn't even look anything up on this.
It was
Well, it's a
just
Shudder-
released on
Shudder
Shudder
original.
this past week. Same director as the movie VFW, which was a fucking banger of a movie.
I loved it.
loved VFW. I think that one starred Stephen Lang, so check that one out.
Joe Bigos.
Joe Bigos.
And yeah, he's done a couple of movies that I've heard are pretty good. He did VFW, like Jordan said. He did something called Bliss, Mind's Eye, something called no. Almost Human is the other one I heard of from him, and that I'm actually going to check out now. This stars nobody you ever heard of, but I actually really liked everybody in this movie. Riley Dandy, Dora Madison Berg. So what I would say is, will you please watch it?
I'm going to watch it.
Okay,
I'll watch
cool.
it tonight.
All right, cool. So what I'd say is this is another like kind of wannabe exploitation. It has the I don't know.
It's the Grindhouse filter on it.
It does have the
Very
Grindhouse
Terrifier.
filter. Yeah, it's
You
but
know, it's
way more fun than Terrifier, in my opinion. The kills are even the kills are more fun in my opinion. There's lots of like
Because are they fun and not mean spirited?
They are
okay,
they
and
are
that's
fun
why.
and not
Like you can see
mean-spirited.
someone explode for no reason. That's
so,
fun.
So the premise is that Santa is a robot, and he's a store robot.
Yes.
And he comes to life because of movie reasons again.
No.
And because they're
it's
saying that
Christmas
all these mechanical Santas are having issues.
Can I finish? Thank you. It's Christmas Eve.
So the woman, she God.
You didn't watch the movie, so you really should shut it.
All she wants to do is get drunk and have fun.
It's Christmas Eve, and our fiery record store owner, Tori Toombs, just wants to get drunk and party until the robotic Santa Claus at a nearby toy store goes haywire and makes her night more than a little complicated. Santa embarks on a rampant killing spree through a neon-drenched snowscape, ultimately forcing Tori into blood-splatter battle for survival.
We should have Aaron do like audiobooks.
Right.
I would love to do audiobooks. Well,
All right, take 47.
what are you talking about?
Read the title, damn it.
We're just gonna do that'll be our LA Age Jabber. It's just Aaron reading the script.
Read the plot.
Oh, I'd love to read a script with you guys. Anyways, so
Let's perform a play.
Yeah.
I'm sure that can't break up shows and get people to quit other shows.
I didn't think about what?
Nothing. It's inside. Not outside. Hey, man.
All right. I didn't really think about it until you said it, but yes, Terrifier would be a good way to describe it, but not Terrifier.
It's just the filters and colors.
It's,
the
visuals.
visuals.
It's intentionally
say
gritty. Like it starts off even very 80s with the commercial and the the TV show talking about how the government made all these killbots and robots, and all of a sudden now they're changing the way they're approaching these things and making small Santas, and like now this is a program with 50,000 phrases, and it's clearly a dude in a Santa suit, but you're supposed to say it's a robot, and
Right. And he moves very humanly
very, very much
until the end.
So you are immediately introduced to Santa robots.
Well, I think this is
in commercial form.
I think this is that going back to these directors saying, kind of like a Tarantino, where it's like, I watched all these 80s horror movies, and these were things that inspired me, so I want to make an updated version, but make it like the 80s. Because that's exactly what this was. It was like
this
the way it was structured, the acting, it was, a lot of stuff in it.
There was tons of exposition, which I absolutely loved. It's them talking about music, them talking about movies. It's how we would talk. It reminded me of Clerks.
That's how Aaron would talk.
She
was like, "You're stupid. That is not.
Yeah,
that is
it's a
not
10.
a good fucking movie."
Yeah, and I loved that. But all the characters are likable.
It's like I've never identified with a character more in my life.
Well, she's hot, and she's like, and she talks exactly like we do.
Well, they do a good job introducing you to these characters and actually making you care about them in a
absolutely.
sense. So
And I think that's where the first Terrifier lost it for me, is that I didn't care about anybody in that movie.
No.
Kill them all. I don't care. Even they tried to do it in the second one, and I still almost didn't care. They tried to add more plot. I still didn't care.
The
This
plot
I
was too
can
weird
see-
for you to care.
Yeah.
Was the girl a fucking angel?
Well, and then and it also like so I'm thinking this the whole time that these two. So she goes out with her male work friend, and they're just bar hopping on fucking Christmas, and it's
Christmas
just
Eve.
there
As
is a
one
Christmas
does.
Eve, and it's like everything's just fucking dead. Everything's just shut down. Christmas lights are on. It does a very good job of portraying Christmas.
The only thing I didn't like is, did you notice when it was snowing in their face, there was no snow on the ground? So
Yes,
I'm like,
and it was a blizzard.
yeah, and I'm
it was
like,
just a fucking blizzard.
That was so.
But you're rooting for this
noticeable.
guy to bang this chick.
Yes.
So you're like, God, this guy is like, he's really laying the groundwork. Like he's trying to bang this chick. I could tell. And then he finally gets to that point, and you're like, "Fuck yes, dude! He fucking achieved it." He like, because she kept telling him it ain't gonna happen. Like
Right.
she's like, "It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I don't know why you're fucking doing it." But you could tell he was inching his way in
Yeah,
there.
he's either got to get her drunk or they have to fight off a law Santa.
Yeah,
Well, they hadn't started fighting the Santa yet, but he so this, and I don't know, man. Like I said, the exposition that leads up to like the first couple of kills is so fucking cool. Like it's so cool. I just can't. I need you to watch it.
I'll watch it. Talk
I
about
know-
it. I don't care.
I
It's not
know,
gonna
but
ruin-
it's not ruin. It's not about ruining. It's just I can't explain it because
I can explain it. They probably made the characters people
Yeah, they did.
instead of movie people, because movie people
it's very Kevin Smith.
try to
Yes,
very
it's
mall rats.
Kevin Smith
very,
or like you. Not
it
I
was
wouldn't
like an
even say-
Empire Records almost because they have
Linkletter is what he described it when I heard him talking.
and
on
yeah, and
Pure
I can see
Cinema.
that being like a Dazed and Confused because
Yeah.
they talk like what people would talk like
Yes.
instead of what movie people would talk like, which are words that they think you're going to relate
Yeah,
with,
they
not
say-
versus having a dumb conversation with friends about stupid shit.
They say fuck a million times, and I'm like, that's like
Hold
talking
on,
to
I'm
Scott.
gonna go watch this right now.
Yeah, and I'm all
it
I
is
can
like
think,
talking to Scott.
All I can think of is it's like, oh, this is exactly like talking to
Fucking
Scott.
Parker, good
And-
job for shitting.
Yeah, and then it's like you and me talking about like sequels to movies, and
Right.
like me and Scott talking about music, and then it was like. It's just so, and you build up all this exposition, and then the entire time, the whole background,
Like he puts a
is
record
just-
on. She's like, "That's what you choose to put on."
Yeah, and
see
in the
that.
background is just this robot Terminator Santa killing their friends, and like goes to this guy's house and throws the axe in his back, and then steps on his head.
What's the neighbor's house? And then the fucking kid.
Oh,
Dude, I'm like,
Oh, they kill the kid.
They kill
I
the
saw
kid.
that's in the
Yeah.
trailer.
I'm like, because I didn't watch the whole trailer. I did take the snippet of the trailer, or well, when I was like watching it, I took a snippet of it, and I'm like, okay, like I'm not watching this. But when he approached the kid, and I'm like, if he fucking lets this kid go,
Right, because they
I'm
usually
gonna
do.
call bullshit. And he fucking axes that little motherfucker.
Yeah, and this kid's probably maybe like 10.
He's like 10.
yeah,
Yeah.
10 or 11. And
Santa, what did you bring me? Why are you all bloody?
Yeah.
What do you do with that axe?
What I thought was funny though is like, so he's super robotic, and he's got this fucking like fireman's axe, right? He's super robotic. Then he gets the shotgun, and he just becomes fucking like Jesse Ventura in fucking Predator. He's just fucking like completely human. And it's like, I'm like, okay, like I can dispense.
He's
like,
supposed to be like a T-800, bro. Like that's what they were saying. Like he's supposed to be. I didn't really care.
That was
about,
fine. It was
I
fine.
didn't care about. Like, he moved like a human, but I didn't care about that. He's supposed to be a robot. At the end, it gets super robot. He has lasers coming out of his fucking eyes. And
Yeah, I
and
saw
he's
that in
like,
the trailer, too.
Abort, like all that stuff. What my only complaint, if I had to complain about this film, is hangs around too long, and you're like, what? It's only like an hour and 32 minutes.
The ending does.
The
a little
ending
bit,
hangs
yes.
around just a little too long. You're like, she's still fighting this fucking thing. Like,
Come on, Sarah.
I'm
Fucking
really
defeat the
I'm
T2.
really fucking over it. You kill
see him, he's like sinking into like an icy river, just giving the thumbs up as he's going down.
you kill all the people I like in this film. She's the last one standing, and you're just like, okay, so I got to get to work. What's going on?
So they definitely final girled this where she survives.
No, dude, they went intruder at the fucking end, where the fucking police show up.
Yeah.
and she's like, and they're like, "You're the fucking killer."
God damn it.
But no.
Fucking grocery
She gets
store
away
shit.
from them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it ends.
The most hippiest fucking cops on the fucking face of the planet.
It fucking ends terribly. Like that, and that's my other problem. Is it kind of just ends? Like
That's a bummer.
it is a bummer.
Did they set it up to be like this could be a franchise? This could
No,
be you could have a dumb
it-
sequel or
it just ends, and
Oh, that's a bummer.
and that part really upset me because I was like, this is such a fun movie. Like this is a movie I'd watch again and then shut it off like when there's 30 minutes left because I'd be like, well, what are you gonna do? she wins, and then she just kind of walks away, and then nothing happens. So, but it's
a fun movie.
It is a fun movie. I feel like VFW was about 50 times, not 50 times better, but it was better.
Yeah.
But this is really good. Like, in my opinion. Now, you might be like, this is exploitation trash. Like, and I'm talking to the audience.
Fuck that.
You know, you might be like, this just isn't for me. It's on Shudder. If you already have Shudder, support them.
Please do.
Apparently, they're going out of business. Or something. I don't know.
Find this streaming.
Well, you know what? No, plunk down the $8. Get Shudder. Yeah. It's a good streaming service. If you like horror movies, if you like schlocky horror movies, if you like a good back catalog of older horror movies, get Shudder. I mean, the AMC is going through some shit. They're laying off a bunch of people. A lot of the Shudder crew has been let go. I don't think they're going to, for lack of a better word, shutter the channel itself.
Come on, Elon.
But you know what I mean? Like,
he doesn't care about Shudder.
Some fucking right-wing Santa movies. But I think it's good to support these kind of things, because that Rebecca McKendry movie about the glory hole fucking, God, that was a Shudder exclusive. Like, they're putting out some great fucking movies. They got another one coming up that I just watched a trailer for the other day that I'm going to make you guys watch before I leave here. It's fucking creepy as shit. Feels very 70-ish, which is awesome. And it's going to be another Shudder movie that's going to come out, and it's going to be awesome. And, I think supporting these kinds of things, whether or not, they're great movies or not, do it, because, then we're going to be sitting there going, well, now we don't get them. And now where are we at? We're fucking doing nothing. It sucks. Like, I want to support this shit.
I agree. I most of the time like the Shudder originals. I know you said in another show that like there's a lot of trash on there, but there isn't actually.
There is some, but it's fun trash.
There's trash on Netflix too. But
shit.
I'm saying
Netflix is 90% trash.
But I'm saying I would say a lot of the stuff that you want to see right away, especially horror wise, is on Shudder, and people don't even realize that. Like when Severin is a physical media company. When Severin or Shout or anything puts out something, you can usually go to Shudder and it's there.
Right.
So if you don't want to spend the $35 on the the Blu-ray, or you just want to watch the film, you can go straight to Shudder and it will be playing for a month. All their programming is made for the month. So like this month they have a lot of like the Silent Night, Deadly Night,
they got
Black
all the
Christmas,
the
Nightmare on Elm Streets and stuff like that. And it's just, I think, to me, it's fun because depending on the month you're in, you can find a lot of good stuff. Depending on if you're in the folk horror, slashers,
they got a whole
giallos.
Holiday horror section.
Yeah,
you got Black Christmas on there. Better watch out. Anna and the Apocalypse, the movie we talked about last year that I fucking love. That
Anna and the Apocalypse.
Like Silent Night movies, all 5 of them. Shit.
Yeah,
a lot of watching tonight.
But I've never seen the first one.
I have not anything after that.
It's been a long time
since
I've seen Silent.
But I mean, these are things that
I hear it gets crazy like witchcraft and stuff in those movies. So
yes,
I would like to. I ordered the MVD pack with the
2,
3, 4, and 5. And I'm eventually. I own Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I'm eventually going to watch it this year. This is the year. And Black Christmas. I have to watch this year.
Yeah, Black Christmas is on there. I mean, they do things like the Cursed Film series.
I love
touched about it on the other show that was on.
I actually bought the physical version of that.
I loved it. Like there were things that I like. I know I dig into a lot of stuff, and I learn about all the stuff. And I was talking to somebody the other day where it's like I'm the guy that watches the special features like you do and listen to the commentary and stuff like that. So watching something like this and to learn something new, it's very few and far between things that I'll finally get that's picked up. And I was learning things about like Poltergeist that I didn't know. I learned things about The Exorcist that I didn't know, and it's really fucking cool. There was a whole section of The Crow that they cut out that
I've never seen The Crow.
Fucking I know. But you know what I mean? Like there are things
lots of
that
lore on
I
this
learned.
podcast about me never watching The Crow.
We keep telling them to watch all
watching
these movies.
anything. Like what are you talking about? I picked Don't Open Till Christmas. I've never seen The Crow,
but I've seen Don't Open Till Christmas.
Well, yeah,
I saw The Crow.
So, what did you give Christmas Bloody Christmas?
I'm gonna probably give it like a 3.5.
Fuck off. That's what I'm giving it. It's a 3.5.
Yeah, but he did it first this time, so now you're following.
It has its faults. It's a fun movie to watch. The visuals are fun. I mean, the robotic Santa, I can believe with the kills and stuff. I don't care if he's like superhuman. It's just I find it funny. like you were saying, the end drags a little bit, and then the ending just fucking ends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, that's it? Like, there's no, like, what you kind of care. You're like, what happens? This, maybe it leaves it open for another one. I don't know how they're going to fucking do it, but I mean, it's a fun watch.
It's probably just for, like, it's real or something. But
right.
honestly, I would love another one. I'm definitely going to watch this again. I will put it on probably during Christmas, just if nothing else for the exposition. We're boring Jordan apparently.
No. I'm getting ready for the next.
Anyways,
he's getting ahead of the game.
Yeah,
I'm doing work.
I'm joking. 3.5. Both of us. We'll get Jordan's score next week, and
it's getting like a 2.5 on IMDb.
I don't care what. I don't care.
I just think it's funny.
I don't care.
I like
what
funny comparing my
Regos
scores.
say on Letterboxd is getting like a 3. So
everyone on internet, Twitter that is into this stuff is like fucking just lauding it.
Yeah,
it's like almost
and
like I
I guess
got a 4
there
on
was
Rotten
only
Tomatoes, which is funny.
the guy who directed it. The interview I heard, he was like, "Please go to the theater and see this if it's playing near you." And it is playing near me, but I just didn't have the time. But I would absolutely watch this in the theater. So 3.5.
I think this and a Violent Night would be a fun double feature.
That was the whole thing. That's what Pure Cinema did. They did
Yeah.
the director of Violent Night and the director of Christmas Bloody Christmas, and everybody watched them like back to back, and they were like, "Oh, these movies are like fucking awesome."
I did see the director of I think it was Bloody Christmas or Silent Night, Deadly Night, posted a picture of, wow, it's good to see people protesting Violent Night, and showed a picture of people protesting his movie in the 70s. And I'm just like, what a weird, like, we have changed since then. Like,
right.
People were like, say, save Christmas and Santa Claus is sacred, and they were protesting his movie back in the 70s, and then now we get Violent Night, and we get Christmas, Bloody Christmas, so, we've evolved a little bit.
I will always take Christmas horror over anything else in this world.
I think most horror, when you put it in a time that it doesn't belong, always feels more fun. You've got like the April Fool's Days, you've got Valentine's Day, you got all those schlocky movies.
Bro.
That's all right.
It's not.
That's the one with the minor, right?
No, that's My Bloody Valentine.
That's My Bloody Valentine.
Okay, I thought you meant there
no,
is
no,
a
no,
Valentine's
no,
Day
fuck
one
Valentine's
with
Day. I'm thinking My Bloody Valentine.
Okay.
But yeah, when you place horror in places that it doesn't belong, I think it works and it's a lot more fun. So that's why I definitely enjoy more Christmas horror. I am not picking a Christmas horror because I don't want to make it all about that in case Scott goes the direction I think he's going. So I am making a different choice.
What are you picking? And I almost 100% can guess.
I'm picking.
Oh, okay.
This.
All
it's
right.
from 1964.
There we go.
It's getting okay. So I can't do these ratings. 25% tomato meter, 24 reviews. Fuck you guys. It's the 60s. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Santa sets up a fantastic automatic toy factory on Mars. The Martian leader battles the wicked Voldar in a desperate effort to save Santa, the wise man of Mars. 900 years old. The Battle of the Toys, when Martian kids and Earth kids join Santa to battle the bad guys of Mars. For real space-age fun, you'll be out of this world when Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Which is a Kevin Bacon favorite.
Kevin Bacon approved. 1964. Basic premise is the Martian ruler, Kimar, is upset that the children of Mars are lazy and under the influence of too much pop
Harold
culture
and
from
Go to White Castle.
too much culture from Earth, which can be done now. They're obsessed with the Earth and the planet, so his idea is to capture Santa Claus to get the kids back into the spirit of Christmas.
Okay.
Damn those Martians.
Well,
which is funny because I backed off. I pumped the brakes because I was talking to Aaron. I was going to go super fucking weird again. and
I decided to go see the
I
fucking
told
movie.
you,
and I
just
decided
pick
not
the
to
movie
do that
I wanted you to pick.
because I was going to pick Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, but it's
I think I've heard
really
of that.
fucking weird. And
Well-
I didn't know if we could do 2 weeks of back-to-back fucking weird because Aaron's head might explode.
Again,
No,
I
it's
also didn't
fine.
want to
You can
go.
pick whatever you want.
I didn't want to go Christmas horror again, back to back
Yeah.
situation. I know last year you took the reins and went weird with Santa Claus versus the Devil. It has slowly become one of my more favorite movies we've ever watched. It's so stupid.
Fuck that movie.
And I feel this is going to be in that same vein. Very campy, very 60s. I'm hoping it was made somewhere else, so it's dubbed and weird like the last one. But it's definitely going to be a very odd choice to watch. I'm looking forward to it.
So we're not. So I didn't really. I only picked that double feature because I knew that Don't Open Till Christmas was going to be so bad. But I want to. So what we'll do next week is we'll just hopefully. Can you please go fucking see Avatar, Scott? Okay. So we'll do.
I hated the fucking first one.
Yeah, we all did. We do deep dive into Avatar 2. We will hopefully watch Pinocchio, and we'll do Jordan's movie.
I'll definitely watch Pinocchio.
And maybe some other stuff. Who fucking knows? I'm still trying to watch like.
I love the energy level.
Tar-
It'd be like,
No.
guys, we got a great show next week.
No, because
I
I'm
don't
just in my mind.
Turn the
just-
dial down.
No, I'm just trying to think in my brain like, fucking Avatar is just such a slog,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
But
Trust me, I know.
But we are here for you. We do it for
We're gonna
you.
go sit and watch fucking 3 hours of trying to get unobtainium.
What is it called?
Unobtainium.
Oh, I thought it was called something else.
Because you can't get it.
Right.
Ha ha!
I hope
James
that
Cameron.
dude from Friends is in this.
I'd rather see a Titanic sequel.
What?
It would make. I'd be more fun probably than a fucking an Avatar sequel.
What the
that
fuck
nobody
is the
fucking
name of that
asked for.
guy? It's gonna bother me.
Giovanni
Scott-
Ribisi.
Yeah, I love him. I'm just not looking forward to this.
I'm upset that
I do know
Friends
the
is
name.
the only one that you
No.
reference.
I just did
like,
that to piss you off. I know. I know
thousand
from
other
a
things.
Boilerplate, Gone in 60 Seconds, like you name it. I fucking love him in a bunch of shit. The Mod Squad, like.
I don't talk about that one.
But yeah. All right. So we'll be back next week with Santa Claus versus the Martians and Scott's pick, and we should.
Conquers the Martians.
Conquers,
What?
I always call it Versus the Martians too, and I think it's one of those you always grew up thinking that's what it was called, but it's Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
and Avatar and all the goodies that we can fit in a week's time when we have no time. So, as always, I'm Aaron.
I'm Jordan.
And Scott.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
Hey, do you know that's from a movie?